Come, sit with me for a moment. You do not need a notebook, you do not need a pen, you do not even need to believe yet that you can do this. You only need to be willing to begin, because that is the only thing English or any new beginning ever truly asks of you. I want to tell you something that took me a long time to understand. A new beginning does not require a classroom. It does not require a teacher standing over your shoulder, or a stack of expensive books, or a perfect accent. It requires courage. Just courage, the small, quiet kind that shows up every day, even when you feel foolish, even when your tongue trips over a word it has never held before. I have met people with every book ever written on their shelf, and still they could not speak a single sentence with confidence. And I have met people with nothing, no teacher, no course, no money for either, who learned to speak, to think, to live in English simply because they refused to stop trying. Determination, my friend, is more powerful than resources. Always has been, always will be. So today, I will not give you a textbook. I will give you 3 steps, simple ones, human ones. And I promise you, if you walk them with patience, something inside you will begin to shift, quietly, the way a seed shifts underground long before anyone sees the first green leaf. Step 1. Listening. Before you speak a new language, you must first fall in love with its sound. Every day, just 1 or 2 minutes, nothing more. Sit quietly and listen to English. Not to study it, not to translate it, just to listen. The way you might listen to rain on a window, or music playing softly in another room. Let the words wash over you without chasing them. You do not need to understand everything. In fact, please, let go of that pressure completely. If you hear someone say, "I am going to the market," and the only word your ears catch clearly is market, that is enough. That is progress. You caught something. You held a small piece of a new world in your hands. And that is how every fluent speaker on this earth began. One caught word at a time. Not a perfect sentence all at once. What you are building in this step is not vocabulary. It is familiarity. You are teaching your ears the rhythm of English, its rise and fall, its music, the same way a baby learns the rhythm of a lullaby long before it understands a single word of the song. Rhythm comes first. Meaning follows quietly behind it, in its own time. So today, find 1 minute, just one. Close your eyes if it helps. Listen to English the way you would listen to something beautiful, not something you must conquer. Step 2. Speaking. Now comes the part most people fear the most, opening your mouth and letting the words come out imperfect, unfinished, maybe even a little wrong. Let me say this gently but firmly. Mistakes are not proof that you cannot do this. Mistakes are proof that you are doing it. Start small. So small it feels almost silly. Look around the room you are sitting in right now and simply name what you see, out loud, in English. This is a chair. This is a window. I am drinking water. That is all. No grammar rules to memorize first. No permission needed. Just you, your voice, and the ordinary objects of your ordinary day, wrapped gently in new words. If it helps, and I promise you it will, stand in front of a mirror and speak to yourself. Look into your own eyes and say a simple sentence. There is something quietly powerful about watching your own mouth shape unfamiliar words, about hearing your own voice claim a language that once felt like it belonged only to other people. It belongs to you too. It always did. You are not performing for an audience. You are not being graded. You are simply practicing the sound of your own courage, one small sentence at a time. Step 3. Repeating and living. This is where everything you have gathered, the sound, the small sentences, the mirror, the water glass, begins to become something more than practice. It begins to become life. Start narrating your day, quietly, in your own mind or under your breath, in English. I am walking. I am eating breakfast. I am tired today, but I am trying. Simple, honest, present tense sentences that describe exactly what you are already doing. Do this often enough, gently and without pressure, and something remarkable will happen. A shift so quiet you might not notice it until it has already occurred. One day, without announcing itself, your mind will simply begin to think in English on its own, without your permission, without effort. Not because you forced it, but because you lived beside the language long enough that it decided to move in and stay. Let me show you what this looks like over time, because I do not want you to expect perfection on day one. On day one, you might simply say, "This is a book." That is enough. That is a complete, brave sentence. By day 20, if you have kept listening, kept speaking, kept living gently inside this new language, you might find yourself saying, "This is my favorite book because it makes me feel happy." Look at the distance between those two sentences. Look at the feeling that entered the second one, the warmth, the because, the honesty of, "It makes me feel happy." That is not just grammar growing more complex. That is a human being learning to carry emotion across a bridge of new words. That is the real goal, always. Not perfect grammar, but a real feeling, honestly expressed. Speak your sentences the way you mean them. If you say, "I am happy," let a little happiness actually rise in your chest as you say it. English is not just sound. It is sound and emotion and flow moving together, never just a robot reciting rules. A few gentle truths to carry with you. Patience over pressure. Growth in a new language, like growth in anything worth having, comes slowly, from patience, not from forcing intensity into a single, exhausting week and then giving up. Be gentle with your own timeline. Consistency over perfection. Something is always better than nothing. 5 minutes today, 10 minutes tomorrow. These small, unglamorous minutes, repeated quietly over weeks and months, are what create transformation. Not one dramatic burst of effort, but the soft, steady accumulation of small, brave days. Mindset over judgment. When you make a mistake, and you will, often, and that is more than fine, do not say to yourself, "I am bad at English." Say instead, softly and honestly, "I am learning." That single shift in language about your own language will change everything about how far you are willing to go. Progress you can hear. From time to time, record your own voice speaking English. Just a minute, just a simple sentence or two. Save it. Come back to it in a month and listen again. You will hear things change that you could never have measured any other way. You will hear your own courage growing. Where this bridge leads English, in the end, is not really about English at all. It is a bridge, one that leads outward, to the wider world, to people you have not met yet, to opportunities that once felt closed to you. But it is also, quietly, a bridge that leads back to yourself, to the parts of you that have always had something real to say and simply needed new words to say it in. You do not need perfect grammar to cross that bridge. You never did. What you need is the willingness to keep walking, one small sentence at a time, until one day you look back and realize the person on this side of the bridge, the one still afraid to speak, is not who you are anymore. You are learning. You are living inside this language now, gently, one honest day at a time. And that, truly, is enough to carry you all the way across. The end.